Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Infinite Abilities Podcast. I am your host, Nick Earhart, and we are here to encourage each other to find our own unique abilities. Let's go. All right, everyone. So today we have Martin, and I can't wait for him to share about everything that he does. So, Martin, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So my name is Martin Salama. I come from Brooklyn, New York. It seems to be sometimes it's the center of the world. Everybody seems, oh, I know Brooklyn. I've come to Brooklyn, But yeah, so I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I'm known as the architect of the Warriors Life Code, and life stands for live incredibly full every day.
I love
Which,
that.
Nick, I from what I've seen about you, that's how you live your life.
I do.
So I was very excited to become, be a guest on your show. So I've been coaching for about 12, 13 years now. And
Awesome.
it's evolved my coaching. In the beginning, as I was going through coach training, I was also going through a divorce. So I got out of that, and the coaching helped me get through my divorce. So I became a divorce recovery coach.
Okay.
A few years later, as I got more into learning about myself, learning about my clients, learning about where I wanted to go, I created the life acronym, live incredibly full every day, because I think people want to live that way. They want to have a life of love and happiness. And I believe that live incredibly full every day means you're happy and you're meaningful. You have a happy life and a meaningful life. Meaningful means you're doing for others. Happiness is taking care of yourself. And I grow from there. And over the last few years, I've kind of morphed it into now helping other coaches get to what they want to get to in their coaching businesses. I help them get there by coaching them and bringing in a new way of doing it. I coach on results more than on information. They don't pay me. They pay me a little bit to start, and then they pay me as they go along.
Oh,
as they get successful.
I like that, and that's different than how most coaches do it.
Exactly.
Usually every coach has a set price, and that's what you pay, and that's it. And I like that you take that to a different level, and you show them, I want to show you that I can help you before you start paying,
Right.
or
Exactly.
paying a
I
lot.
call it a risk reversal strategy. The risk is
I
on
like
me
that.
instead of
Yeah.
just on you.
That's awesome. And when you're working with your clients, what's usually like the first thing that you guys go over and work through?
Well, I start with really I get into the understanding of them understanding where are they in their mindset, right? Because everything else doesn't matter. As much as you might believe in me and as much as you might believe in my program, if you don't believe in yourself, then that doesn't matter. And they learn a lot of that through my book, which is called Warrior to Warrior, and a coaching course, which is basically the same thing, but in a coaching course. And we start with that for them to understand that it's great. It's important to have the right mindset and to understand that there will be setbacks, and it shouldn't set you back. It should be enough to understand that this is part of the chaos that's going to happen, and then get through it and become stronger. That's where the warrior to warrior comes in, right? I was somebody who worried about everything. And then I got through my divorce. I got through some other things like 2008 financial crisis, and I came out stronger the other side. So I consider myself a warrior. So I went from being somebody who worried all the time to somebody who was able to take on things and get stronger from it like a warrior. So warrior to warrior.
Yep. And when you can improve your mindset, you do worry a lot less because you can focus on the more positive things in every situation. I
100%.
talk about mindset a lot because for me, I lived my life very negative. My mindset was very negative towards the world and towards, my disability, which I have cerebral palsy. And once I made that shift and started to improve my mindset, my whole world got better because I wasn't so focused on the negative. I started to focus on the positive.
Excuse me. Yeah, exactly right. Look, it would be very easy for someone like you, Nick, to say, I've been dealt a bad hand and I'm just going to crawl into a ball and not do anything about it and just let everybody else take care of me and blame everybody else and say, God did this to me. No, you said, God gave me this for a reason. And it's for me to figure out what that reason is and become stronger as a result of it. And look at you now.
Yeah, I figured out that reason because, like you said, I literally had that thought. I thought, why did God give me this? Like, why me? For me, kind of thing. My whole life. And then I realized I have cerebral palsy for a reason, and that reason is for me to go out there and help others improve their life. I mean, let's face it, I am an inspiration. And some people don't like that word. I do. I get inspired by people all the time. So if I can be that person for somebody else, that means the world to me. And I have a way with connection with people on a different level. So I just love that I'm able to go out into the world, make these podcasts, share videos on social media, and just help people get through life and improve.
Fantastic, fantastic. And that goes back to what I was talking about, live incredibly full every day. You are living that meaningful life by you being the inspiration and you embracing your stature as an inspiration is such a way to inspire others by saying, I'm standing up and saying, this is who I am. Accept me or don't accept me. I don't really care
Yep.
because it's about me caring and about those out there that need to hear my message.
Hmm.
So congratulations and thank you for being who you are.
And speaking of, stepping up and, being who you are and being okay with that, my whole life, I was always worried about what other people think.
Mhm.
That was my constant thought in my mind. Like, they're thinking something negative about me. And once I learned how to not care about that, my whole life improved because now I can be myself and do what I need to do to make my life easier. And, I would just like to encourage everyone, like, stop worrying about what other people might be thinking of you. And I can tell you this, what you think that they are thinking about you is a whole lot worse than what they're actually thinking.
That's right. That's right. Exactly right. And you make me think of a couple of things there. Number one, I have this saying that I learned 10, 15 years ago, and that is what you think of me is none of my business, right? I don't care what you think of me. So don't bother to tell me. It's none of my
Yep.
business. And the other thing is, that's where I came from as well. I was somebody who took everything personally. I was a people pleaser. I wanted everybody to love me. I wanted everybody to say, you're the greatest guy in the world. And everybody to say, oh, what would we do in our lives without Martin? And I had to come to realize is that I could only take care of myself first without pleasing everybody else.
Yep.
And then if along the way pleasing came, as long as it was on my terms, that's the way to do it. So it was a big thing for me to learn not to take things personally anymore. And I give somebody like Don Miguel Ruiz, who wrote the Four Agreements, a lot of credit for opening my eyes with agreement number two, which is don't take anything personally.
Hmm. And when you are okay with who you are and you accept who you are, and you're just happier because you can live your life the way that you want.
Exactly. Exactly right.
Uh-huh.
I love it, Nick. Fantastic.
So, you've been coaching for a long time. What are some tips that you could give other coaches to help their their coaching business?
Well, that's a great question. So I believe that there are four essential steps to building the right kind of a coaching business. All right. And the first one is knowing, excuse me, knowing who your right fit client is.
Exactly.
Not so, there's a right fit audience and a right fit client. And the right fit audience could be a big net. Like, for example, you say, I coach people in the healthcare industry. Okay, great. But that's too general. So, but if you say, let's say I coach chiropractors, right? Now you're niching down and you're getting that's the right fit client. They're part of the right fit audience that you just that I mentioned, which is healthcare. But when you bring it in and say that's who I specifically want to take care of, that's it. So number one is connect with your right fit audience client. Then number two is craft a powerful impact statement.
Mhm.
So an impact statement to me is basically like an elevator pitch, elevator speech, and it's 15 to 30 seconds long. And what you want to do there is you want to qualify and disqualify as you're saying it. For example, I'll say something like coaches and entrepreneurs hire me to get chaos, bring order from chaos because they're tired of spinning all the plates, wearing all the hats, putting out all the fires, so on and so forth. So that's number two. You have to have the right impact statement. So when somebody says, "What do?" You don't say, "I'm a life coach," because people will go, "Oh, okay," or "I'm a business coach." No, say what you are in 20 to 30 seconds, and then you're qualifying and disqualifying along the way. Just as quickly as somebody who doesn't want your services, right? Okay, great. But at least you know what I do. And the people that might want your services, like, oh, I get what you're talking about. So number three is clarify the tangible outcome that your clients are going to get by working with you,
Mm.
right? What are they going to get at the end of the day? Right? What's keeping them up at night?
Mhm.
And what outcome are you going to get so that they can sleep at night? Right.
Mhm. Yep.
Right. And then the last one is create your own blueprint for success. Have
Mm.
it laid out what the different steps are that your clients are going to go through by working with you. And at the end of the day, what are they going to get as a result of that?
Yeah, I love that. It's all about solving the problem for your clients. If if you can do that, you're golden. And it is also important to have a structure for your business. You want to know where you want to go yourself, because if you have a business and you don't know where you're going, how are you going to help your client go to where they want to go?
Exactly. Exactly right. But when you're presenting yourself, they care about the information. But really, what they need to get from you is a revelation. Oh my God, this guy gets me. This woman understands what I'm looking to do. And you connect with them by getting the revelation, then the information is that much easier to share with them.
Yep. And something that I would like to add to your steps is something that I've been really focused on lately, and that's building connections, building a community. Like, the more people that get to know you and know what you do, they're gonna send referrals.
That's
You know,
right.
if they believe in you and believe in what you do, and they come across someone and they're like, "Hey, I bet Martin could really help them out." Then guess what? You get a client just like that. So for
Exactly
me
right. So
and my
well put.
business, yeah,
So
for
well
me and
put.
my business, that's what I'm really focused on.
Right. Yesterday I was on a networking call and they broke us out into groups and they said, talk about how you feel about collaborations. And
Mm,
I went into my group and I said, I don't believe that there's anybody out there that's my competition. So I'm willing to collaborate with anybody, even if they're doing the exact same thing that I'm doing. At the end of the day, they're not because they're them and I'm me. And I may present it to them to an audience, and I may get up and present it to the audience as well. And who knows, 50% of the audience may go with me, and 50% of the audience may go with that other person because they connected.
you, yeah.
So yes, I agree with that connections as well. Well, so well.
Love that you brought that up because I don't like competition. Like I'm just like you. I look at everybody as we can work together. We can collaborate. Like let's make things happen for both of us.
Mhm.
And so many people are out there, trying to beat the competition. It's like, how about you just focus on you, focus on what you do, and then you'll see the results later on. You know?
Exactly right.
Yep.
Exactly right. So one of the things I do with my clients is I show them that this 4 steps that we went through earlier, within an hour, thanks to things like ChatGPT, AI, I can create exactly those 4 things for them in an hour because I've built out the prompts into ChatGPT. My team and I have built out these chats, these prompts, so that they sit down with me over Zoom, or if it could be face to face, whatever. And within an hour, they'll have those 4 things. Who's their right fit client, right? What's their impact statement? What are the tangible outcomes? And what does their blueprint look like? Now, is it perfect? It's never perfect, but it's a great beginning to then turn around and cultivate and grow further from there.
I love that you brought up AI just because it's becoming, huge. A lot of people are against it, but this is what I tell my clients and the people that, I engage with. Look at, tools like ChatGPT or any AI tool. Look at it as an employee. But all employees, they can do 80% of the work, but you still have to do that extra 20% to
That's
make
right.
things happen.
That's right.
And
I look at it as a tool. It's
yeah,
never going to
exactly.
replace me.
No,
Even if it understands exactly what I want to say, at the end of the day, I'm going to go over it, change it, make it my own, and take it from there.
yep. And
Yeah,
it helps us as business owners so much. And it doesn't just help our lives, it helps us help our clients. And that's
right.
what's important.
Yep,
I
100%.
have a lot of AI tools. We've built a lot of them, and it's just incredible what you can do with it. So, well, for everybody listening, how can they get in touch with you?
So Nick, I made it very simple for people to be able to get in touch with me. You can go to connectwithmartin.com.
Awesome.
Right there. And then you can find out about my next workshop where I do deep dive workshops. They're 3 to 4 hours long, and I show them everything. What I do is I charge them $27, and the $27 goes towards a charity. In my
Awesome.
case, I do Gift of Life because about 7 or 8 years ago, I was lucky enough to donate my stem cells to save somebody's life who had leukemia.
Wow, that's
Right.
amazing.
So so I'm not making any money on it. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a 4 hour workshop, and I give them everything. At the end of it, they can watch the video and learn it again. They can leave me a recommendation on LinkedIn, and I'll give them all the slides as well, all the PowerPoint. And if they want to work with me and get there faster, that's the idea of the workshop. So they can do that. They can get some free gifts. They can find out about my book and everything else. So it's connectwithmartin.com.
Awesome. And you're like me. It's all about give, 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 and then you'll make the money later on. So
Exactly
yeah,
right.
I love that. And then my slogan is "Your abilities are infinite." What does that mean to you?
That's a great question. Your abilities are infinite. That means that you should never use the words I can't,
I love that.
right? What you should be saying is, how can I? At worst, how can I? If you're not saying I can, say how can I?
Hmm.
Right? And when people come to my workshops, I tell them, don't ask a question, does this apply to me? While you're watching the recording, while you're watching the presentation. Instead, ask, how does this apply to me? Right. And then you'll get so much more out of it. So if once you say, how can I do this instead of I can't, the opening up of opportunities are all over the place. As soon as you say, I can't, everything closed as that.
This episode of the Infinite Abilities podcast is brought to you by the one and only Infinite Toolbox, where just like all other toolboxes, we will get the job done, guaranteed. Whether you're an entrepreneur looking to save time, boost revenue, or automate your processes, Infinite Toolbox has got you covered. With powerful tools designed to drive leads, expand your reach, and gain your industry secrets, we help you work smarter, not harder. Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Visit us at infinitetoolbox.com. That's infinitetoolbox.com, and discover how infinite your potential really is. I love that, and it's funny because that's like one of the quotes I use all the time. I don't say I can't, I say how can I? And people listening, if they've heard, 10 other episodes, I've said the same thing on those. So yeah, because like you said, it keeps the door open. You can problem solve and figure things out when you say, how can I? If you say I can't, it's done.
It's done.
Yep.
Exactly right.
Awesome. And then do you have any last words of wisdom?
Yeah. How about this? Go out today, whenever you go, wherever you go, and make someone laugh. And when they laugh, turn to them and say, thank you for helping me fill my quota to make somebody laugh every day. So why do I tell them to do that? Because number one, you always make people laugh. You go out, people always make people laugh, and then they both walk away. Let's say you're in a supermarket. But if you say to them, thank you for filling my quota, now you're making a connection with them. It's not a long lasting connection, but you're saying to them, thank you. And then they go, oh, wow, I didn't think, wow, fantastic. And then I tell them, pass it on, do it with somebody else.
That's awesome. I love that. And yeah, let's go. Go out
So,
there and make somebody laugh.
that's right.
Hey, Martin, this has been really great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nick. It's been a pleasure.
If you enjoyed this show, please go ahead and share it on your Instagram story and tag me here, the Nick Heart. Also, go ahead and share it anywhere else that you see fit, because the only way that I can grow this is by you guys sharing it. I don't sell anything on here. I don't have any sponsors, so let's just get it out there by word of mouth and help more people. Alright, everyone, remember, your abilities are infinite.